If you don't know how to factorize, expand, solve equations, you goose cook in the CSEC algebra. So listen to these tips so that you'll know what you're doing when you go into that multiple choice exam. I'm going to give you a number of tips and tricks and shortcuts that you can use to master and get your straight A profile for paper one. So, factorizing, remember, if you are given a quadratic equation or expression, first thing you try to do is to factorize it. So, for example, x squared minus 9, this is going to be the difference of squares. Once you look and you see that is a square number or variable minus a square number or variable, go straight to your difference of squares. A plus b, minus b. Find the root of each of those terms and put the root of the first one plus the root of the second in one bracket, the root of the first minus the root of the second in the other bracket. The difference of squares is something that is tested almost every single year. Make sure you know how to factorize the difference of squares. For your expansion, so that is like the opposite of factorizing. Another common error that for the CSEC paper one, a plus b squared. So in bracket, a plus b and the square on the outside. It is not a squared plus b squared. Do not make that mistake. Every year people make that mistake. A plus b squared, a plus b in bracket squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. That's the expansion of it. This is one of the most common errors for the CSEC algebra multiple choice. So you know the multiple choice is divided up into the different sections of the CSEC syllabus. I'm going to do them video by video, each topic in one video. So look out for the other videos where I look at sets, geometry, matrices, everything, all the topics. So this one we're focusing on algebra. When you're given a substitution question, plug it. Remember, this is multiple choice, so they're going to give you 4 options. Plug in the options if you don't know how to actually solve the expression. Plug in the options and see if it makes sense. But how do you actually solve from scratch? Look at the value that they give you for the variable and just plug that into the expression. So if x is, so let's say you have 2 brackets, x plus 3 brackets, and they tell you the value of x. X is 1. Just plug in 1 where x is. So 1 plus 3 would be 4. 2 times 4 would be 8. That's what you do. Plug in the value. That's what it means to substitute. Take that value and plug it in where the variable is, where x is or y or whichever variable they use. Plug it in and then solve it. If the variable is beside a coefficient, so if you have 2x, it means 2 times x. So if x is 3, 2x would be 2 times 3. For linear equations, solving linear equations, we usually keep the variable on the left-hand side and move everything else to the right. So keep the variable on the left. You can do it the other way, especially if the variable is negative. I prefer to move the variable to the right and make it positive. But generally speaking, keep your variable on the left, move everything across. And when you're moving everything, remember that you're going to be doing the opposite operation. If you're adding, if you're adding it on the left, you're moving it across, you're going to be subtracting. If you're subtracting, you're going to be adding. Multiplying, you're going to divide. Square root, you're going to be finding the square. The opposite operation. So, for negative numbers, same way. They become positive if you move them over. unless if you're dividing by a negative number, you're going to be multiplying by that negative number. In that case, the negative doesn't change because the operation is division, so you're going to multiply by it, right? Tip number 5, dealing with inequalities. When you get to the final step, if you have to be dividing by a negative number for inequalities, you actually have to flip the inequality. So if it was greater than, you're going to make it less than. So for example, negative 2x is greater than 6. X is less than 6 divided by negative 2. Once you're ending up having to divide by a negative number, you're going to do the reverse of the inequality. Tip number 6, change of subject if you're asked to transpose. So again, we move everything to the left except the variable that they want you to make the subject of the equation. So A equal bracket B minus U all over T. And they want you to, let's say they want you to solve for, let's say V equal U plus AT, and they want you to solve for A as the subject of the equation. You move A to the left and everything else to the right, and you do the opposite operation, all right, in order to move it. Tip number 7, eliminate any answer that just does not make sense. You can plug in your options as a last resort. There are only 4 options. Quickly plug them in to see if they make sense. So if x equal 2 and y equal 3, and they want you to find 2x squared y, test it out. Plug in the options that they give you. If you get, let's say you get 10, 20, any big number, you know those cannot be correct. So if you don't know how to actually substitute, you can plug in the numbers that they give you as options and see if it is equal to whatever answer they say. Right? In terms of indices, so tip number 8, remember your laws of indices. X to the power of A times x to the power of B is x to the power of A plus B. So in other words, if you are multiplying and the bases are the same, you add the powers. Likewise, x to the power of A divided by x to the power of B is equal to the x to the power of A minus B. In other words, if you are dividing and the bases are the same, you subtract the indices. All right, and remember, x to the power of A in bracket raised to another power, you multiply the powers. So a power raised to a power, you multiply the powers. If the base is also in the bracket, you'd raise the base to that power, right? If you have a coefficient also in the bracket, you raise the coefficient to the power. That's what I meant, right? Tip number 9, a common error. So for example, you have 2x to the power of 0. People, or you should know that any number raised to the power of 0 is 1, right? Any number, whether it's a negative number, a fraction, a decimal, a huge, gigantic number, if it's raised to the power of 0, the answer is 1, number 1. But if you're given 2x to the power of 0 without any brackets, only the x is being raised to the power of 0. So x to the power of 0 is 1, and 2 times 1, that's 2. So 2x to the power of 0 is 1, not 2. Okay? Sorry, it's 2, not 1. Because with 2 times the 1, so the 2 remains. Don't make that mistake. Tip number 10 for the simultaneous equations. Remember, you can always substitute your values in. If you can't bother to solve the equation, plug in the values that they give you, the options that they give you. So remember, simultaneous equations will have 2 solutions. Quickly plug them in and see if they're equal to whatever the equation says. But if not, just go straight ahead and solve your simultaneous equations. And that takes me to the next tip, tip number 11, factorizing your quadratics, right? So to factorize your quadratic equation, give me 1 second. Hi, I'm doing a video. Text me, please. All right, so it's for factorizing your quadratics. So remember, usually your quadratic will be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. You're going to multiply the two, the x squared coefficient and the constant, if there's an x squared coefficient other than 1 or -1, and you want to find the number that multiplies to give that product and adds to give the middle coefficient, the x coefficient. So in other words, x squared plus 5x plus 6, you want two numbers that multiply to give 6 and add to give 5, in which case it will be 3 and 2. If you practice your quadratics, you'll get very good at it. Number 12, for the roots of the quadratic equation, remember there are usually two distinct roots. There could be two roots that are the same. For CSEC, you would not be dealing with the roots that are imaginary. So it's either going to be two distinct roots or two roots that are the same. Again, you can plug in the values that you're given. Remember, this is multiple choice, right? However, if let's say your option, the same equation, x squared minus 5x plus 6, right? You know that your option cannot have a negative number because 6 is the number at the end, positive 6. So you can't have one root positive and one negative because they must multiply to give a positive 6. So it's either going to be two negative roots or two positive roots. So things like that you can use to eliminate the possible answers using the signs. Tip number 13 for your algebraic fractions, remember, variables that are in the denominator, you must include all variables in the LCM, the common denominator, before you start working your algebraic fractions. Tip number 14 for your worded problems. So for example, 5 more than twice a number, that's 2x plus 5, not 5 plus 2x. So you start with the 2x plus 5, even though they would give it would give the same answer, but you have to practice doing that because especially when it comes to this subtracting, it can give you a problem. Remember, addition and multiplication are commutative, subtraction is not necessarily. So 5 less than x, that could give a problem if you don't know where to put the 5 at the beginning or the end. It goes at the end, so it will be x minus 5. And my last tip for the algebra, eliminate. If questions have, for example, root x and the option is negative, you know that has to be out because we don't find the root of a negative number. Anything like that, right? Well, not at the CSEC level, at least. So you have to learn how to eliminate the answers that just do not make any sense. Look for the other videos. I'm going to be doing videos on every topic for CSEC and giving you tips and tricks to master your